Today I'm showing you how to make a trap beat like Metro Boomin. Let's just dive straight into it. Working at 139 BPM, classic trap. Gonna start off with this little sample that I got from a Metro Boomin pack. So a nice little melody that I want to change to a different instrument. I don't like that flute. So thankfully in Ableton I can just drag that into a MIDI track or select a melody. And you can see I've got Analog Lab already loaded up with just the synth pad. So a nice smooth sound that now sounds like this with that melody. I'm gonna just slightly edit it. Copy it over, and the second time the progression will go up. Let's check that out. I just want to quickly layer a piano with this just to make the progression, and then we can go back into the processing. Nice and simple, don't need to overcomplicate it. We're trying to imagine that an artist is going to jump on this, so the simpler the better. Just move this A note octave lower. So now if we go back to the synth melody, I want to try maybe some halftime on it. Put some EQ as well, take out some of that low end, it's getting a bit muddy. We'll try a little trance gate on there as well. Put the mix halfway just to give it a little bit of movement, but I don't want it to be too sort of EDM like. And now something cool we can do with the synth is just automate the modulation on it, which is going to do a cool thing with the cutoff. Now we've just color coded it, so we've got section with the halftime, section without the halftime, and then we've also just automated, you can see the mod wheel on here just to open up and just give it a lot of movement, make it constantly interesting. Next up for the melody, I've got this little choir sound. It's really short and sweet. It sounds a little bit dead by itself, but if we put a FabFilter Timeless on there, and then we'll use this gated preset. This is one of my favorite presets to use on like weird synth sounds. I think it will work in conjunction with everything, hopefully. Now I'm going to start putting in the basic drum bounce, and then we can figure out where the other pockets are. I'm also going to layer a snare with it, where we can throw in a few extra hits as well. So now going back to the melody, I want to start adding some more orchestral elements. So we're going to start off with a violin from BBC Symphony Orchestra. Just do one of those sort of basic patterns, just messing around with the A minor chord. Nice little switch up there, but I am not done. I want to add another instrument. So this is an Analog Lab. It says it's a big stereo choir, but sounds more like a cello to me. let's do the 808 and kick now that we've got some more of the melody fleshed out. And I'm going to do the kick first, which is a bit weird for me. Usually I start off with the 808, but got to mix it up every now and then. So when it comes to building the kicks, I think trial and error always works best. Just start off by putting them at the beginning of every couple of bars and just build it out from there. Or just mess about with different options. So in the end, this is what I've settled for. Big space. And then just gets busier. Just tells a bit of a story through the progression. So basic pattern, not too busy, and now I want to do the 808 and have it sort of work with the kick, not necessarily playing at the exact same time, but just helping create a bounce. So you know I'm going to use the spins. Spins is always my go-to, but in these Metro Boomin beats I just think it's the best. So again, a bit of trial and error. We're just going to play and figure stuff out. Never good at playing 808s on time. And before I forget, we want to put on the sidechain. I just like to use a glue compressor for this. Another thing I like to always put on my 808s is a FabFilter Satin, and this is just going to add some of that distortion, bit of a higher end, so you can hear it on different systems hopefully. Just block everything below like 150, 200 hertz. Gentle saturation, mess with the drive. It's a lot of experimentation, especially to find stuff that works on different systems or works on the specific 808 that you use. So you can hear how strong that's hitting now. If we turn it off, big difference. And now we want to go back and actually fix this pattern because the pattern was pretty trash. I like messing around with the octave jumps in the 808. It can sound pretty cool in the right place. Now I want to add a few more elements to these drums, so we're going to do an open hat. Now jumping back into the melody, we had this little B section here where the orchestral elements came in, and I want to evolve that a bit more. So we can add in some new melodic layers here. When it comes to Metro Boomin beats, you always need a bell sound of some kind. I feel like it's a staple of his sound. And then let's just finish this section off with a choir, and I think we've got a lot of different elements that we can arrange it into something really cool and really interesting. Just put a bit more reverb on that and some processing. We should be able to make it sound pretty cool. Again with the 808, we'll just record in a basic pattern just to complement this. So the key when it comes to making these Metro Boomin beats is just making sure you have different elements that can complement each other, drop in, drop out, so you can keep things moving, keep things interesting, and then just making sure you've got a reliable bounce that is easy to vibe to, nod your head to, works in a club environment depending on what the type of beat is.